Benissimo, allora in tutte le province lombarde diciamo che il
Judging by the news reports of the Republican National Guard, the calls for applications and requests for work in Germany aroused a sense of discontent in the population of Lombardy's provinces. In the case of Sondrio, there was general anxiety and a widespread sense of panic, which remained constant in March and the following months. The other provinces experienced a similar situation. This widespread malaise gave rise everywhere to spontaneous protests against orders to work in Germany, with women gathering in various farming towns to demonstrate and workers going on strike in the factories. In March 1944, there were protests in Modena, Milan, Carate Brianza and Saronno, which saw the participation of hundreds of workers. Participants in the protests ranged from a few dozen workers to hundreds. The result was that some managed to have their call-up papers withdrawn, and that in any case the German and fascist authorities were persuaded to downsize their requests, leading to a lower number of conscripts than originally envisaged. Some of the protests were extremely successful, thanks to synergy with other demonstrations. By joining forces, they increased resistance to fascism and the German occupation, and engaged in other struggles over wages or politics. There were many, occasionally successful, protests against forced labour, which also had the great merit of adding impetus to the wider resistance movement. The protests were also supported by clandestine organisations, which on the one hand spurred the population to oppose the abduction of workers to be sent to Germany by protecting strikers, even with groups of armed workers, and on the other intervened directly to help the escape of detainees, i.e. those who had already been captured and were waiting to be taken to Germany. The most emblematic case took place in Sesto San Giovanni, at the main collection centre for northern Italy. In May 1944, about 200 people were helped to escape by local bands of partisans.